Hello, book lovelies. So, I was looking at my YouTube and I've been doing some book reviews, which I don't think you guys really like all that much because there's not a lot of views and you guys don't really seem to enjoy them. And I don't know if that's because like I do the book reviews on my blog as well, or if they're just boring. I don't know. So today we're gonna have a little different video. This is kind of a young adult rant, or a young adult reader rant. We'll make it sound fancy. And I figured I'd do it in the vlog type style because, I don't know, you guys seem to enjoy the vlogs and I know you said you wanted more. So, welcome back guys. So the rant of the day is a particular one, and one that has driven me crazy for as long as I have been a reader, which is a very, very long time. And that is revolving around the word chagrin. What? Who uses that word? So, I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and I came across another young adult book that used chagrin, and I was just like, this word, it just shows up all the time. And as a writer myself of young adult, even if I wrote adult fiction, I would not use this word. It's a really weird word. First of all, it just doesn't read right. And I'm gonna give you an example of that in a moment, but it doesn't read right. It doesn't feel right. Like when you're writing dialogue or when you're writing, you know, description in a book, you want to be able to feel like you're reading it, like it's in your voice, like you can relate to it, it's something that you would say. And then you hit chagrin, and it all just falls apart. So let me read to you real quick a line from one of my most beloved books ever, and that would be the Twilight series. I mean, obviously guys, I am a Twilight lover for life. I mean, really, if you know me, you know it's me and Twilight. And my love forever and eternity for Edward Cullen. So I mean, you know, I'm not bashing the Twilight. I'm not bashing Miss Stephenie Meyer either. But it does turn out that the word chagrin is used rather frequently in Twilight and throughout the series. So this line that I found here on this website is right after I think Edward saves Bella from being hit by the van in the car park. And it says, "I wondered to myself why no one else had seen him standing so far away. Before, he was suddenly, impossibly saving my life. With chagrin, I realized the probable cause. No one else was aware of Edward as I always was. No one else watched him the way I did. How pitiful." Does that just not feel right to you? Like, I don't know. Let's talk first before we dive into this a little bit more. With the help of Mr. Edward Cullen, what does chagrin actually mean? Oh, hello, Edward. It is so nice of you. Look at him. He's just looking right there at the word. Let's read this together, guys. Chagrin. Annoyance or distress at having failed or been humiliated. To my chagrin, he was nowhere to be seen. Or it could feel distressed or humiliated. It is from the mid-17th century in the sense of melancholy. It was originally for the French for rough skin. Oh, that's gross, Edward. He's like... That is what Edward has to say about the usage of chagrin. Just don't use it. I think sometimes as writers, and I know I struggle with this too, like, especially when you're writing something like a young adult book, it's like you kind of border on that line of what is too much and what is just enough, because you don't want to write something that is really like out of scope for young adult, but you also don't want to write something that's so elementary, you know? And so you've got to find that perfect balance. And I think sometimes writers, because we always want to sound the best, you know, versed, and we want to sound super educated and intelligent and like, hey, I actually know how to write and I know how to use words, that sometimes we use words that we probably just shouldn't use, but we do it to sound good. We do it to sound like we know what we're doing, like we're justifying why it is okay for us to write a book. And I think sometimes we just gotta say no. Edward, he said it best. He says no, 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 no. This word, I mean, if you read young adult, you've seen chagrin, you've seen it a million times. It just keeps coming up and up. So it drives me absolutely insane. It is like one of my young adult pet peeves. And the minute I hit that word in a book, it's just like, the brakes go on and I'm like, no. So please comment down below what your thoughts are on chagrin, because I would love to know if there's others out there like me who just get the heebie-jeebies at that word, at the mere sight of that word. And is it a word that you would use? Because I have never heard anyone use it. And I'm also like really into like the 18th century. I've never heard them use chagrin before. And if this was in the mid 17th century, they obviously dropped it for a reason, guys. I mean, come on. So that is my young adult rant for the day. I hope you liked this video. I'm going to do a few more like this, and maybe some book hauls coming up here soon. Please let me know in the comments down below what you want to see more of, what style you like, what you want, because this channel is still building and growing, and I want to make it entertaining for you guys. So please let me know what you like best. If something is boring, let me know. But until next time, book lovelies, happy reading!